Well, hey everyone, what's up? Today we are going to do some scale taillights for the back of my BMW 328i. This is the Liberty Walk body. Really a cool body. I love the way it has the fender flares, and I love green and black because I'm a Monster Energy fan. I was really happy with everything that came out on the body. As you can see, it just came out really pretty cool looking. Until you get to the taillights, I've just been holding off on doing these because I know it's going to be kind of a process to get them to look good. The body comes with light buckets, but it doesn't come with any like stickers to go over the top of the taillights there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the tape that's on here. This is just tape on the inside. This is called wing tape. I'm going to clean that up, and my idea is to take some translucent red and also some smoke to make like a two-toned taillight for the back of this car. So, and just to let you know, this is the YD-2 from Yokomo. So first off, I've got the PS37 for the translucent red, and I also have the PS31 for the smoke. So basically I'm going to mask out the areas where I want it to be smoke, which will be sprayed first, and then also the red as well. And I'm also going to be using for the very first time, this is called liquid masking film. I've never used it before, but I hear it's really fantastic for spraying detail work. So basically I'm going to paint this over the entire taillight on the inside, and I'm going to use a X-Acto blade to cut out the stripes that I want to put striping through the back end of the tail light there. So, okay, before we get started, I thought I would show you what the tail lights look like before we get started here when the lights are on. So this is what it looks like when the lights are on. It just kind of illuminates the entire thing here, and not a lot of light translates through. So there's also a third spot for another bulb right here, but my bulb was just too big, so I need to get some 3mm ones. These are the 3 and the 3 here, and the 5mm white was a little bit too bright for that section there. I have some aluminum tape here that's holding the light buckets into place, so I'm just going to peel those off and then tape them back here in the top of the body so they're out of the way. Okay, so there's the wing tape that I put in place temporarily till I could get the spray in there. Let's go ahead and take this off. Alright guys, so you can see just a little tiny bit of residue left in the tail light there. I'm going to take that off with the denatured alcohol right now. Okay guys, so I looked up some taillight design on the internet, and this is what I came up with. Basically, the outside portions here are going to be darker colored, and the inside portion of these stripes are going to be lighter colored. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch that onto the other side here. Basically I kind of have a line coming down here. I'm going to sketch this on the outside so that I have a reference line to cut from the inside. So this will all get wiped off with denatured alcohol. That also takes off Sharpie perfectly. That's how I did all these lines on the outside of the body as well. So it's just a very rough sketch. It doesn't have to be smooth. It's going to follow the lines of the tail light here. It's going to go up. Okay, so the instructions on this is actually you have to let it dry for at least 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this on. You can paint it on with a paintbrush. They say it's actually better to spray it on. Let's say if you had an airbrush. So I'm going to go ahead and paint it on, and probably I'm going to just use the end of a tissue here because I don't have a paintbrush on me. Instead of using a tissue, I'm just going to use my finger. You know, why not have a gloved hand here? I don't know if you, I highly doubt this is toxic, but I'm just going to use my finger so I don't get any oils in there. And they actually said to make sure this comes to an abrupt edge. Don't let it feather out to a small edge, otherwise you won't be able to peel it off. The other thing is they were saying to make sure that it's thick, otherwise it doesn't peel. So when you want the portions you want to come off, So let's see if I can just, I'm just going to dab my finger right in there, and let's go to town. Let's go to masking town. Like I said, I've never used this before. Let's see how it works. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'll see you guys in about 2 hours. You'll see here that the mask is almost dried perfectly clear, and on this side I've actually taken out all the masking except for these two stripes here. So I'm going to finish this taillight here and taking off all the rest of the masking outside of these lines. So what I'm going to do is just take my X-Acto blade and I'm going to make a nice sharp line against the stripes that I already made from the outside. Pretty nice. You just take the edge of your knife here and you just lift it up. It's going to leave behind all the parts that you cut out. This is how it comes out. It comes out as this very clear, strong material that's going to stay on your body. It's nice. It comes off very, very easily, which is nice. You just have to make sure that you are accurate in your cuts. Alright guys, so you can see what I've done here. I've left this part, and this part all opaque. The outside part is going to be red first with the smoke on top to make it slightly darker than the inside portions. Alright guys, this is going to seem kind of ridiculous, but as I was taking off this first mask here, I accidentally pulled off this because I didn't cut around it good enough. But in the interest of time, I'm not going to wait for another 2 hours for this thing to dry if I put the liquid mask on there, so I put a little piece of masking tape there. Go figure. Alright guys, so welcome to my impromptu spray booth. I'm going to be spraying with the PS37, which is a translucent clear red, just in the spots of the taillights here. You do a light coat first and then go in with a heavier coat afterwards. After that I'm going to hit it with some of the smoke to darken it just a smidge. I'm in a well ventilated area. I'm very good at controlling the paint and everything, so I know I'm not going to get any on the outsides. If you guys are doing this, make sure you protect the outside of your body, that you don't get anything on there. But I'm just going to do, I mean, it's just really quick, just on the corners here. So I always go lightweight first to get a dusting of paint on there, even though it might not look good or complete. But let's go ahead and do this. Let's do a little spray there, see how it's coming out. So holding it pretty far away. Okay, just like that. Just a really quick shot of paint there. Just gonna let that dry for about 10 minutes. I'll put another coat on and then we'll hit it with the smoke. Okay guys, just to speed up the process, I actually just took my heat gun and just heated it up in here just so I can get the second coat on. Now keep in mind guys, these lines are not going to be there. That's going to be erased from the outside because that's where I drew it. So I'm just going to do just a quick little spray. It actually looks pretty dark from the outside here. I've got a little bit of light going through it, but when you cover it up, it becomes quite dark. So I'm a little afraid of that, but we'll see. It'll probably be better with the lights in the inside, the LED lights. I always spray to start it off over here. You never want to start your spray right exactly where you're at. Alright, red is dry, and I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the smoke. Smoke is what I did the inside windows of this body with, and I did go a little bit too dark with those. I'm going to go ahead and hit that just a light coat to start with, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, well I have the smoked out rear lights here, and now it is time to, and you can kind of see it more red there with the light on it. Now it's time to pull the mask off. I'll see how that goes. I got basically the mask is these stripes. Let's see how this goes. I just have been hitting it with the heat gun, so I'm hoping that everything comes out nice. Hopefully you don't mess anything up. There we go. The color difference is going to be really subtle between the two colors here, so oh, I see, it kind of looks like that, and like I said, these lines are going to go away, these dark lines, so let me take out the other side here. Alright guys, here we go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the red and see what it looks like. Alright, so we're just going to take the red, just going to do a super light coating so that we see some definition between the two colors here. Just going to really barely hit it here. Just like that, and like that. Just a little bit of red. Okay, so I'm going to take the denatured alcohol now, and I'm just going to take off these black lines on the outside. If you guys are a hobbyist and you don't have denatured alcohol, get yourself some because it works for everything. It takes off hot glue instantly, which is great for this hobby. All the lines that you see inside this body are all done with, all the LED lines are done with hot glue. So I'm taking off those black marks that I put on before so we don't see those. You can see how the Sharpie just comes right off, leaving a nice clean surface there. And thanks to my buddy Chad for my my license plate. It looks freaking awesome. That was really cool of him to make those. Okay, so I might spray these lights just one more time with one more layer of red. Let's go ahead and do that. Just a real quick one. There we go. We can kind of see the difference there. I like it. It looks cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put these light buckets back in place. You guys don't need to see me doing that because this still needs to dry. I'll show you what the finished product looks like in just a second. Alright guys, so I put one side in. I was just going to kind of show you what the effect is. It's a little hard for the camera to pick it up, but you can see the subtle details of the stripes going through the tail light there, and I think it came out really great, so I'm pretty happy about it. I do have another space for another bulb to go right here, so I might do that in the future. I'll go ahead and put it in the other side real quick. I'll unplug this real fast, and so you guys know, all this foil wrapping looking stuff here that I have in the front, that is all aluminum tape that you get from Home Depot. This is the stuff that doesn't have the thick spongy backing on it. It's just the tape itself. You just cut these into strips and you put your lights back into place. That looks so good. It looks so good. So I'm sorry you guys can't see it the way I can with my eyes here, but it did come out really, really nice. So anyway, I'll leave you guys with a couple still pictures of this car sitting on the workbench with the lights on, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for joining me so much, and we'll be getting to some airplane content pretty soon. For now, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.